Alright, YouTube. I just bought a bunch of crap I probably don't need, but these here are Miller wire feeders. This is a dual feeder. I'm hoping that these work. I don't know if they work, if they all work, or if none of them work, or whatever. This is a 60M series feeder. That right there is a Pipe Pro. That's a 40-volt dual feeder. I know that one doesn't work. I'm pretty sure it's missing parts over there. Like they cut a switch out of it and whatnot, and the 40-volt won't work with my machine anyways. But this one here is, well, get up here so you can see. This is another 60 series here, and it just has the plain face on it. 24 volt. I don't know a whole lot about these things. I bought them from a guy that lives close to my parents. He bought them at an auction, and he didn't know much about them. He placed a bid on them and got them, and he decided he didn't really know what to do with them. And my machine has a plug like this right here on it. It's 300D I got here. Right here. I've never used it, but I know it, you know, that's for a feeder, wire feeder right there. So I'm gonna hook it up and see if any of these work. It did not come with any guns, but anyway, hopefully I can make one of them, at least one of the three that might work, and maybe I can sell the rest of them and get some of my money back. So I'm gonna hook them up, the ones that I can. It's got cables and stuff, and see what happens here. Alright, YouTube, 3 of them work, and this one here, like I say, is a 40-volt unit. These are 24s. That one don't even say, but it's a 20. It is right there, 24. And that, my machine is for 24, and that's the connection it has. I don't have a way to test this 40 volt, so it might work or might not, you know, other than the parts that's missing. It's obvious, you know, they brought parts. It sounds like on this other dual feeder over here that there might be a bearing bad in here. It does work, but something in here I can hear like there might be something bad in there. But I should be able to take off the other side of this 40 here. There's a good chance that it might work to fix that one over there. Kind of use it as a parts machine. But for those of you who don't know how these operate, you have this plug here, which plugs in to your welder. Miller uses this plug. This one only has 3 pins in it. Some of the rest of them, I guess it depends on how many features it has. But this is your gas hose, goes to your gas regulator. And then you have a normal welding lead that is your work cable that you hook up. And that'll hook to this post right here. It says constant voltage. So this is for constant current. That is for your stick welding. Of course, that is your ground. This is for constant voltage, which I'll hook that wire feeder lead. I'll plug that other plug right here, screw right into there. Hook a gas hose to a regulator. And up here will be your amperage adjustment. As you see, when you the amperage is in white, the voltage is in the blue, which will be that right there, which is how you'll adjust the feeder. And you got your selection right here. You know, you put that in wire mode, stick mode, or tick mode, and that's how that'll work. But oh, what was I saying? Oh yeah, some of these have more pins in that plug, like this one here, because this is the dual feeder. And I do believe this one here has even more pins, as it is got the digital meters and some other stuff here I don't even know about. It's got pulsed MIG evidently, and a card, like a programmable card that goes in that slot there. I don't even know. I've never seen one of these feeders here. I read on the internet that this was before 2002. The 70 series feeders like this here replaced the 60 series in 02 is what I read. I have used the 70 series in a single version, which is exactly the same thing, except only one side of it has a thing. It doesn't have the left and the right, obviously. It just has one split down the middle. You got your wire speed, a jog, a trigger hold, and a purge. All the purge buttons, I did hear the gas solenoid in there click when I mashed the buttons. And they all jog, you know, and the wire speed adjust. So I'm gonna say that they work. I don't have a gun to hook in, but your gun simply goes here. It's got an O-ring, and your gas comes through here and goes through your gun. Obviously, your wire will be fed through right here, through the rolls, through the gun, out to your workpiece. So with that being said, I think that's a fair deal. I don't have no idea what I need 3 of these for, but the guy bought 5 of them at auction. He had already sold one, and he's a friend of my buddy, and I know the guy. I've talked with him before. But me and my buddy got talking about welding machines, and I got talking about. I told him I'd like to have one of these wire feeders, and at some point, or a suitcase to hook to it. And my buddy said, "Well, that other guy over there, he just bought a bunch of them at an auction. Don't know if they're any good or not." And I called the guy, and we worked out a deal, and I bought whatever the rest of them he had, because he wasn't sure if they worked. I wasn't sure if they worked. They've been outside, and the rolls are actually froze up. They won't pivot down like they're supposed to, the tension, but I'll take that apart and fix that. Other than that, I think I'm pretty happy with them. For those of you that know anything about these are really, really expensive. So I'll probably just use this 40 for parts here and fix the other ones, and then I may sell one of them to kind of recoup some of my money and see how that goes. But anyway, all right, YouTube, I did pick up a MIG gun over here. It's a Profax 400 amp gun. That's it laying on the ground there. And I've been messing with this 60M series. The other feeders worked. I'll show them in a minute. This 60M, I had trouble getting it to work. It's got a voltage sensing wire right here that you got to have clamped on your metal over here. Right there. And there's a plug on the back of this thing that I read on the internet. Is for an additional voltage sensing something or other. I really didn't understand, but guy said to pull the cover off of here and cut the wires. There's 2 pins here. Cut those wires, splice them, and tie them together. So I did that, and then hooked my voltage sensing cable up, and it worked. What it was doing, it was it'd weld for like 3 seconds, and then it would go into jog mode, and it'd cut the gas solenoid off and everything, and just make a mess. So that's what I was having problems with. But after I done that, I went into the menu here. I said hold these 2 buttons here down at the same time, and then turn the power switch on, and it will go into setup mode, and you can go down and turn off this function and tie those wires together, and it'll bypass it in there somehow. I think that's what Miller recommends, and that's what this guy was saying on this website that I run across. So anyway, I did get it up and running. I just played around out here on a little scrap piece. You can see all that crap that I was trying to, I mean, it wouldn't weld. It'd weld like 2 or 3 seconds and then go to crap. But anyway, once I got it up and running, got some beads I laid with it. I've just sat playing with the voltages, you know, just practicing, trying to see what the feeder would do. I turned it up there and laid that bead there a little ways. It's just a scrap piece I was tinkering with out here on the back porch. Anyways, got my bottles over here. It's a regulator I got. Never seen a regulator quite like this, but that's what they had when I bought this. You just turn it to 30, 25, 30, 40, 45. I wanted a standard ball regulator, but they didn't have one like that. But anyway, this is the 70 series dual feeder. This is probably the one I'm going to keep, just because it is a dual feeder. I'm going to put, I got a roll of flux core E71T-1 045 flux core. Mount on one side, and I got that the 11-pound roll of standard hardwire 70 whatever it is, 70-S6, whatever the standard hardwire is, I forget. Anyway, that way I can hook up and I have hardwire for smaller stuff and the flux core for bigger structural stuff. This here is the standard 60 series feeder. I hooked it up. It also welds pretty good. No problems with it. This here is the Pipe Pro DX. It's a 40-volt feeder. It has a wholly different plug. I have no way to test it. It's missing parts. Somebody stole the rollers off of it. It's missing stuff like the gas solenoids. So I'm not even sure if it works anyways. I will be selling some of these. Like I say, I'm going to keep that dual 70 right there. And if somebody wants to make an offer on that Pipe Pro DX, it's probably not worth very much. If somebody needs a few parts or something, want to make an offer, fine. The 60 series, you know, somebody wants to shoot me an email or whatever and make an offer, whatever, you know, maybe we could work something out if anybody's interested. Like I say, I really don't need, you know, because I want to do two machines, not at one time, but you know, you switch from left to right. You can set up 2 rolls, 2 different kinds of wire, and all you got to do is hit the button to left or right. You don't have to swap wire. So that's really all I need. You know, I'll put hard wire and flux core on it, be done, because I'm not going to do anything with any stainless or anything. But so I have two feeders, that 60 series right there on the right, and that 60M series over here that I have hooked up. And the 60M is a microprocessor control. The only advantage to me is that I can set the voltage and the amperage, and the wire speed, without going to the machine. The other feeder, I have to set the voltage at the machine and then the wire speed here. But once you got it set, you know, if you're welding on 1/4 inch, once you got your voltage set, you got it set, you know. But that's the only advantage to this. But it will do pulsed MIG with the right machine. My machine is not capable of doing pulsed MIG. It's an engine driven machine. But I think the XMT series machines will. Somebody knows a little more about these will probably know, but I know the machine, the feeder is capable of doing pulse MIG. But if somebody wants to make an offer on it, great. If not, I don't know. I got more feeders than I know what to do with. I know that much.